Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Roysum. I am super excited to continue our series titled Happily Ever After. In this show, I show how to remedy 2 or 3 types of telescoping, perhaps by only turning a knob, but only if you understand how to diagnose one type of telescope from another type. This discussion is fast-paced with a lot of detail. Pause and or rewind if you need. Those of you who follow my work will have heard me say many times that a wrinkle is not a wrinkle is not a wrinkle, because there are about 20 common types. Each has their own name, diagnostics, and remedies. The same is true of core crush. There are 3 types. One is a tight defect, another is a loose defect, and another still is not even a winding defect at all. That type is a product process design issue. In this show, we will talk about 2 of the most common telescopes, but only briefly. A full treatment can be found in my award-winning and trademark Web 101 class that has been taken by some 5,000 students. The most common telescope is on core-supported winders, such as pure center winders or center surface winders. As a side note, there is an analogous defect that occurs during unwinding. In any case, Type 1 telescoping begins with the roll looking good through much of the wind. However, during the latter part of the wind, the layers in the rolls begin to shift. You can uniquely identify this telescope type from other types by the shape of the roll edge that looks like a volcano with a central cone. More importantly, the layers on the outside have the same CD position as the layers at the core, as seen by visual inspection or by putting a straight edge on the concave side. Most tellingly, a straight line struck on the side of the roll midway during winding bends into an arc near the core. A full explanation of the mechanics is given in my Web 101 class. Most important for the winder operator is to use a variation of maximum taper. More precisely, we start with maximum tension at that core, hold that for a time, and then reduce that tension so that it reaches minimum tension at the finished diameter of the wound roll. Details are, again, given in my Web 101 class. As an aside, there's a very closely related telescope, Type 1B, where the roll telescopes during unwinding. Many people think that just because you can wind a roll, that your customer should be able to unwind it. That is often the case, but not true in all cases, for reasons detailed in my Web 101 class. Now, let's switch gears and forget everything you just learned, because we are going to learn a totally different telescope, Type 2. This is a telescope that occurs during storage. The sliding is not in the machine direction first, then in the cross direction as is Type 1, but rather is purely in the CD. The mechanics are that the layers are sliding on glue, or at least some types of glues, because they act like grease inside the winding roll. Again, we leave details to my Web 101 class. The mechanics of this defect is largely caused by the choice of adhesive. This telescope can be killed with even slight changes to chemistry. Again, details are covered in my Web 101 class. However, before we change chemistry, we should turn the winder knobs in a very different direction for this Type 2 telescope than we did in Type 1, as we will summarize in the next slide. This is a summary chart showing just how different these two telescopes are, both in appearance, mechanics, as well as remedies. Most important is to note that for a Type 2 telescope, we do not use any taper whatsoever. Instead, all of the knobs, including tension taper, and nip, are turned down as far as they can go. After that, further remedies must come from changes in chemistry or related factors. Thank you so very much for letting me share stories from the field. Stay tuned for next week when I share how you can remedy air buckles by turning a knob, though you may have to strengthen that knob beyond original design. If you have a topic you would like to hear about, let me know in the comment section below. If you found any of these stories to be interesting or useful, please like and share and subscribe. And remember to check out the show notes for surprises. See you next time.